Okay guys, this is probably going to sound ridiculous, but I have a friend who asked me to make him a MOLLE compatible pouch to carry a can of beans. I think it might be a meme in like the military surplus world, but I don't know. But that is what I am here to do. I'm going to surprise him with it because he said it as a joke, but I think it's funny enough to go ahead and do it. So this is the pouch I'm going to base it off of. I don't have a can of beans right now, but I have tomato sauce, so that will have to do for my model. But I'm going to do what they did here, where I do just Cordura on the back, so I don't have any 4-inch webbing. Is that 4-inch? Yeah, about 3 3/4 width on the webbing there. So, or whatever this back is. So we're going to try. I'm not going to do straps because I think he's got plenty of MOLLE straps, but I'm going to try and recreate something like this. So I need to get some measurements off of this can. I just wanted to show you kind of how I do that in case it's helpful to anybody. So the circumference is 9 1/4 inch. I'm gonna aim for about 10 inches. So I just kind of, I know you can't really see this super well because I'm right-handed, but I'd just like to draw like a little model. I am not an artist in this way, so just a can, and then man, this is really bad. And then I'll usually do some measurements like this, so just across the top there. It's about 3 inches. So do 3 inches there, and then height, we've got about 4.5. These are super rough measurements. And then circ is, we'll just call it 10. You could also figure that out with math, but who wants to do that? Okay, so for this back piece, I need to have 10 inches in, at least in here. So if I were to do a square, it would probably need to be more like this 3 inches so that I could have it, you know, like it comes out this far, over this far, and then there's a little bit of room in the gussets or in the corners to like compact. So this needs to be at least 3 inches, probably plus a 1/2 inch on either side for seam allowance. So we'll just go ahead and call it that. So let's do 4 inches across. Okay, so this measurement needed to be 4 inches. And so usually I draw it out and then I put a cut list down here. And I try to think through everything I can as early as possible. So for this back piece, it needs to be, I want to do at least 4 layers back here. So it'll be one big piece, I'll fold it in on itself, and then I will fold it like, I'll fold it hot dog and then hamburger, I guess is what they call that. So it needs to be at least 8 inches wide. So we'll do the back panel. My handwriting is terrible, so you probably won't be able to read this. It needs to be 8 inches wide. And then it's going to be 4.5 inches tall total, but it's going to be turned in on itself, so it needs to be, well, the can is 4.5 inches tall. You can't see it. So I need to make it probably, let's just do another inch total bigger on this as well. So that'll be 5.5 inches doubled will be 11 inches. So 8.5 by, or 8 by 11. It's basically a sheet of paper. So that's good. We've got the back side. We'll need 3 pieces of webbing, just like this has on it. And those look... Mine's going to be a little bit bigger. It'll be 4 inches across. And I'll probably add a half inch. I'm going to add a whole inch just so I've got plenty of room to work with on each side. So we'll do 6-inch, 3 6-inch pieces of webbing. I'll put that a little bit lower. For the MOLLE, 6-inch web. I think these are all 1-inch webbing. Yeah. Okay, so then we'll need this. I'm not going to do the elastic. I'm just going to do this piece here. No elastic, no Velcro. I'm going to do a buckle in the front because I have a bunch of buckles and not a lot of Velcro. So with the back piece being 3, I'd like to do like 3 inches here, 3 inches here, and 3 inches here. And it looks like there's like a 1/4 inch of seam allowance in there. Well, no, more like a 1/2 inch. Yeah, I'd say a good 1/2 inch. So it needs to be... This will be a kind of a T shape, I think. I haven't done this yet, but I'm thinking like a T. And then it'll get sewn onto this. So this needs to be... This will be the height. We said that would be 5.5 inches. And it sticks up a little bit on the top here. So let's do... I'm going to do a hem instead of a webbing on here. So we'll do 5 inches. And I want to do a double hem of a 1/2 inch. So that needs to add an inch. So we'll do 6 inches here. That's the same there. This will need to be 9 plus an inch on either side would be 11 inches. This bottom piece will need to come in at least 3 inches and plus a 1/2 inch for seam allowance. So this will need to be 3.5 inches. And then this will need to be, let's see, it needs to be 3.5 here as well. 3.5, 3.5, so that these seams line up. And that's 7. 11 minus 7 will leave us 4 inches here, which will be good for seam allowance on both sides. 4 inches. Okay, I think that is all of the cut list. That's kind of how I develop my cut list. I will start cutting this out and we'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll even do a whole build video. All right, guys. This is the first project that I've done on this machine since I put the new motor on it. So this is going to be a learning experience for all of us. It's also a project that I've never done before in general. I got these two pieces cut out. You may see a time lapse showing that. I don't know if I'll include that or not. I did do a little clip of like the process, just kind of vaguely talking through the process that I go through in my mind when I'm trying to do this stuff. I know a lot of people don't like to use clips when they're doing this, but I am new to sewing still for the most part. So I'm going to throw some clips on here. This is kind of a meme gift. Meme, M-E-M-E, not mean, but a meme gift. You might hear my dog whining in the background. She wants me to be paying attention to her and not to what's here in front of me, which is understandable. Okay, this will be my very first stitch of the project. I got a servo motor on this, so I'm very excited. That is such good control. Hopefully that stays. Hopefully I didn't talk too soon. I also probably shouldn't have started with the number one most visible stitch in the whole project, but here we are. Okay, that was pretty good. I also don't have a lot of this thread. That looks really good. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm excited for this. I should really get a little trash can to put underneath here. Yeah, that's going to be awesome. Okay, I've got all my cuts behind me. I think what I will do next is sew this buckle on. So eventually these are going to kind of meet up together. And I'll sew these like this. So before I do that, I want to get this buckle on. This is probably way too much webbing, but I wanted to have more. I'd rather have more than less. Seal my ends here, because I don't use a hot knife. Yeah, I think I'll do something like that. See which side is the front. I think this is the front side. So come through like this, and then I'm going to do something like that to kind of hide the ends. Or is that important? Probably not important. I would like to sew it in a couple different places though, so I cut this at about 6 inches. I just cut probably 1.5 inches off. Ooh, I feel like it got close to my finger. Okay. Good enough. And I probably should measure this out, but it's a gift. And I don't think the buddy who's getting it will be all of that. Actually, he does everything I give him or show him that I've made. He immediately turns it inside out and looks at all the stitching. So I do have a ruler close by. Let's see, that's metric. Just a smidge over 4 inches. So 2 would kind of be the center. That was pretty close. I think I am gonna see if I'm skilled enough to make that work. Went a little over what I wanted to do there, but that is okay. I could probably just seam rip that out and it'll be fine. Hopefully it's not totally crooked. I think it'll be fine. Could be better, but it could be worse. I wish I had some color matched thread, but it's not that big of a deal. These other ones I think I'll just have to burn off. That looks so. Well, I think it looks pretty good so far. Okay. I'm going to use a regular lighter for that because that one runs really hot. So next piece is this one. And basically what I need to do here is fold it in on itself like this, about 2 inches. It's not like super integral, this part, but I liked it to look nice. I think I do the outside edge. I'm kind of basing this on how SOE Tactical does it. So hopefully I do it some justice. The piece that I'm basing this off of is not an SOE piece. It's a Spectre gear piece. Highly recommend them too if you don't have a sewing machine or want to make your own gear. Spectre Gear or SOE are both phenomenal American-made companies. One of them is a ham radio operator, and I really like his gear. The radio pouch that I'm basing this off of is his, and it works really well, really high quality. Alright, so it looks pretty good. And I'll just fold this, and then I just want to make sure that we're at about 4 inches. The measurements here were all ballpark anyway, because This is not, oh, I lost, oh wait, there. Yeah, it's about 4 inches. This I'm making this for a friend of mine for his birthday. Really good friend of mine. And he told me and another friend the other day that M81 camo was God's camo or something like that. And I thought it was hilarious. So he's obviously a fan of woodland. So I got this not special ordered. I got it ordered from Seattle Fabrics. I usually use ripstop by the roll. They didn't have any woodland available, so no problem. Wow, guys, if you get an industrial machine and you can't use it because it's too fast, get a servo motor. Or if you get an industrial machine and you haven't been sewing for 10 years, get a servo motor. It's worth it. I could not use this machine at all, until I got the servo. But now, it's super easy. That was way easier than I would have ever expected. Okay, so my idea with this here, so that I don't have to finish these edges, which I probably still will, burn them a little bit. Not too much. Just enough to stop fraying. And then I'm going to kind of offset this just a little bit. And then fold this in like that. So that they'll all be covered up. Will that be covered up? This will be the inside. I think that'll be okay. This will be the back where the MOLLE is. And this will be like inside the pouch. So I'll do it like way down here. So it's deep inside the pouch. And this would be a good time, I think, to put in the MOLLE. I hope you guys can see this. I don't know if you can at all, honestly. I would like to make sure this is at my desired length as well. It's like 5.5. Yeah, perfect. These aren't going here permanently. I'm just kind of seeing what I'm working with. Yeah, that'll work. So what I think I'll do, I think I'll move this down just a bit more and then just give it like a single line of stitching to tack it in place. And then you probably won't be able to see it all that much once it's all put together anyway. So, all right. I'm also very low on this color of thread. I don't know if I mentioned that already, but I probably shouldn't even be starting this project with this little amount of thread. Should have done that with the needle buried, but oh well. This is not an integral stitch to the piece, so I'm not super worried about it. I gotta get that needle up. This is going to get quite a bit more stitching as time goes on. So, okay, this is our back panel for the piece. I can already see bare bits of the cone underneath that. All right, and then these are going to go under here, just like that. Kind of press them in place. Did I seal these? I did not. Man, the torch like deflects off of it, and like the heat, I can feel it. I feel the heat in my finger. I think my neighbor's out getting his golf cart ready for the summer. We don't have a lot of golf carts that like roll around here, but oh no. Let's get his leaf blower going. Hopefully you guys can't hear that too badly. I'm sure it would be kind of a distraction. Okay, got these kind of pre-creased. What I'm gonna do is get my spacing. Don't want them to be too tight. I guess I should just do one side first, then go from there. This one's quite a bit shorter, so there's not as much going on there, which is fine. I think that looks pretty good. I'm only going to put one line of stitching in this for now, because when I baste the front of the pouch on here, it'll lock it in place even more. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Again, I'm still new to all this. I am very happy with that, though. That looks great. Rainy. Yeah, guys, this is gonna be awesome. I might have to make one for me too. wonder how the pros do this part, because I want these to all be even. Well, it's working pretty well. Alright. Got the pup making an appearance. She's a really good dog. She is jealous for attention, which what dog isn't? But my dog really is. Yeah, that looks really good. And then this will get one down the middle, which is not exactly where it really goes because it's supposed to be like every 1.5 inches. But I'm just going to go right down the middle. Which I can mark with a pencil. Should be able to see the pencil mark on these. So I can't see that at all. Need color pencil like SOE gets. Probably close enough. Or like softer lead. These I will go over a few times because they won't be getting any more stitching. It's right in the way. Probably shouldn't do it this way because I messed that up, but oh well. Alright guys, I'd say that's looking pretty good so far. It's a little crooked, but at least it's consistent. Let's see what our gap ended up being. It's really not too far off from 1.5 inches, so maybe it'll just make it easier to get things attached. This will eventually go on the top here as well, but I'll be able to access that after I get the front on. Okay, let's move to this piece, or back to this piece. So I just need to put a line of stitching there. I think I will stop like here. Otherwise I'll have to seam rip some out. I guess I should make this like consistent. Do like a 1/2 inch. I'm confident that you can hear the leaf blower in the background because it is very loud where I am. Ah, there, it just went away. I'm not even sure what he's leaf blowing. I know you're not supposed to push the wheel back like that, but it'll be fine. Okay. Hey, that looks pretty good. Okay, so the way it looks like the other one is constructed is it looks like he lays this part here, does a line of stitching there, and then folds this part up and kind of gives it a hem inside there. So I think that is what I will also do. And you guys probably won't be able to see that super well. I should probably strike a line on here or something so I know how. That'll be inside the pouch. You won't be able to see it anyway. I just want to make sure these seams are lined up properly. I think that was honestly pretty good. Come through here. Give it another line of stitching. As I don't know if I could be any happier with this so far. This is making me feel like I actually know what I'm doing, but I don't. This will be interesting because I have to. You guys probably haven't been able to see anything I've been doing. Need to get all that in there. This is where I'll be adding reinforcement to the MOLLE as well. I think I've just got to try that. Here goes nothing. Not perfect, but pretty good. Pretty good. Reinforce that corner a bit. Got a little wonky there, but that's okay. The top thread is also looking a little sketch. It's kind of fraying a little bit. We are almost done though. Honestly, can't believe how well this is going. he's gonna be over the moon. This is a good friend of mine, and there's a little something going on here. Looks like I'm not exactly even. I must have this bottom line a little crooked. It looks good though. Maybe I guess you guys could do that. Maybe this hem, maybe I didn't do that the same size on both sides. I'm not real sure. Oh well. I think this will honestly be a little big for a can of beans, but better than too small, right? Okay, I'm going to do this kind of weird because I don't have a good angle down here. I'm going to just stitch this top one in place because that's where I want to focus my accuracy. And then we will flip it around, go all the way down the side a couple times. Okay, maybe that went okay. I'd say that is plenty big enough for a can of beans. And I'll put a little latch over the top here. This will come down here. All right. this. Should. Might as well do this other side while I'm right here. As we are so close to the end of that spool. But we are almost done. Just going to throw another line of stitching, another row of stitching back here. Seal this in place. All right, there it is. Keep your beans safe. It's ridiculous, I know, but I think you will enjoy it. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later.